Martial arts makes you a superior human being. Anyone that has actually spent at least a year, minimum a year, right, if not a few years, learning a martial art literally has a superior level of many different traits, character traits and personal characteristics that basically put you forward and ahead of the rest of the crowd. We're gonna go over a few traits that martial arts literally instills within you, and I'm gonna talk about some other deep things as well, so stay tuned. Number one is obviously discipline. Now, the difference between being disciplined to going to the gym and being disciplined to show up to a martial arts gym, and I'm gonna keep saying martial arts because it can be anything: boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Karate's gay in my opinion, bro. Like, hiya, shut up. What are you gonna do? Karate chop me? Like, shut up. Okay, I personally think karate is kind of gay. Showing up consistently to one of these types of gyms and learning that specific sport consistently over a consistent amount of time will instill a god level amount of discipline within you. Martial arts are it's so hard. I actually think it's one of the hardest sports. If you factor in the conditioning that you have to do, like, bro, like my friends that play football, they don't have the same kind of cardio that I have. Okay, boxing, I think if you're a boxer, you probably have like twice the amount of cardio that a footballer has. The conditioning that you have to do, the sit-ups, the push-ups, the bloody sparring, all of that is hard. It's a very, very hard thing to do, and it takes a massive amount of discipline, and we'll throw in willpower as well, bro. There is no other sport that builds willpower within you than any type of martial art, right? No other ball game, okay? It is hard. It is very, very hard, and you really have to like dig deep into your mind. It's really not like a body thing, you know? When I'm talking about like willpower, I'm talking about like getting as much energy and just getting as much fight out of you and outputting it, you know, out onto the ring or out onto the mat. It's hard. It's extremely hard, and it takes a massive amount of discipline and willpower. So if you've been doing a martial art for a few years, think about how that's going to translate into your other areas as well, such as, you know, studying, business, corporate life. It's going to make you a lot more driven, and hard work is just going to be a lot easier because you've done way harder things. You've been hit in the face. So of course you can sit down for a couple hours and study. There's some man that can't do that, and they need to be studied themselves, like by scientists. Guys that like can train 6 times a week but can't sit down for 5 minutes to study. It is what it is. I think they do have it, they just choose not to. Second of one, this is an interesting one: self-reliance. Okay, every single martial art, typically you're not in like a team. Yeah, of course, yes, there's your cornerman, your coach, your cutman, or whoever's like, you know, it's giving you the tactics and strategies. But when you're in the ring, you are in the ring. You are by yourself with the other opponent. That is it. Okay, you need to rely on yourself, and you need to have this deep self-confidence that you can handle yourself in this high pressure, high stress situation. You are going to fight by yourself. No one is going to do the fighting for you. No one is going to get gassed out for you. You're relying on your own cardio and your own stamina. This is why martial artists are so much more conditioned than ball game athletes like basketball players or football players, because the football player and the basketball player, they have like what, 6 or 10, I don't know how many, like, you know, they have like 10 other guys to pick up the pace, pick up the slack if they start slacking. Even though it's a team effort, I understand that. It's a team effort, which means you can still win even if you didn't put your all into it. You can still win. You can make mistakes, not work hard, and kind of be a liability and still win the game because you had tryhards on your team. You had sweats on your team, you know what I mean? You had like these people who are better than you on your team that were picking up the slack for you. You don't get that in martial arts. What you get is yourself. If you lose, it was your fault, no one else's. That's why, you know, MMA fighters and boxers and whatever, they take the losses like to heart. Like, losing hurts because it was you. Like, you can't put the blame on anyone else. You could try to do some mental gymnastics and try and put on your coach and say, oh, it was your fault because you didn't teach me this. It doesn't matter. You were in there, you got knocked out, you lost on points, you got you got TKO'd. You know what I'm saying? It's just your fault. And so you build this self-reliance and this self-accountability to the point where you learn not to blame others and you learn how to blame yourself, you know? And that's also why losing can be so painful in martial arts. You just take it on, you know? It can be a lonely sport, especially when you lose, because it's just you, you know? Your team will pat you on the back, you know, maybe a couple of friends will hug you, say, oh, you did a good job, but you're going to be sitting by yourself thinking about it later that night, you know? That's what I'm trying to say. So self-reliance, martial arts literally makes you so good at holding accountability for yourself and being responsible for yourself. Another one is self-confidence, bro. When I tell you, okay, it's not just learning and like doing a couple sessions for like a couple weeks. I'm saying getting consistent and sticking with it for a while. Oh my god, the self-confidence that you get is insane. I think like 80% of my confidence goes to the fact that I actually put work in like the boxing gym. And this is going to relate into something else. This is going to be really interesting. You can judge me for this, but I'm going to say it anyways. Once you learn a martial art, you are officially capable of violence. You are capable of violence, and so you are less afraid. And people will argue that, you know, martial arts makes you more afraid of other people, but technically you're the dangerous one, not the other person. Maybe if he's got nothing to lose, then he's more dangerous than you, but in general, martial arts makes you capable of violence, and then you choose not to do it. So it's like you kind of feel like, and you can cringe at this if you want, but I 100% feel like this, and I'm pretty sure guys who have learned like any type of martial art feel like this. You feel like a warrior that keeps his sword sheathed. You feel like a trained soldier or gunslinger that keeps his gun in the holster and doesn't use it, rarely ever uses it, only in super high pressure situations. Having that kind of I don't want to say power, but having that kind of ability skyrockets your self-confidence, and it makes you literally like mentally impregnable, mentally untouchable towards shaming, because you view the world physically. You live in the physical world. You're scared of taking punches and taking like physical harm and physical punishment. You don't care if someone says something to you. You live in this soft world where people are afraid of being ashamed, where people are afraid of actually being mocked. Let me tell you something. There's ever since I started my YouTube channel, I've always been encouraging my friends to start like some type of content creation. It's lucrative, it's fun. I personally love yapping to a camera, but a lot of people are afraid because they're afraid of the shaming that might come with it. They're afraid of the hate that might come with it. You're afraid of the words of another person. You're afraid of what? Shaming. Let me tell you something. I live in the physical world. I am afraid of two things and two things only: God and the Mexican cartel. Okay, I am not afraid of words. I am not afraid of social judgment. I am not afraid of relational warfare. I don't care about what another person has to say about me or about my character or this or that. Martial arts, and if you're someone that struggles with or if you're someone that's like very deeply afraid of being shamed, I am telling you now, bro, martial arts will like throw you into the physical. Once you get hit in the face, you don't care who's saying what to you. You're in the physical world. You are only concerned about the people that can do something to you physically. That's why I feel like I've become more myself and more authentic towards other people when I'm speaking to others, when I'm making new friends, because when I come across someone that doesn't like me, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Come do something. Are you gonna do something to me? Because you're not, you know, you're not gonna do anything, right? You can give me a side eye from a distance. You can talk behind my back. These things don't matter. And I promise you, when you learn a martial art, or when you get good at learning your martial arts, you won't care about what others think, because you live in the physical world and you're only afraid of physical violence. You're not afraid of talking. You're not afraid of people yapping about you. You know what I'm saying? It literally like fortifies your mind to not care about these things. Oh my days. It irritates me that people do think like that. It irritates me that people don't live in the physical world. They live in the emotional world. They live in like the talking world where where people are gonna hurt their feelings. Who cares? Okay? And when I tell you, the art of not caring, you don't just adopt it, right? You have to kind of build something to it. You have to break your ego down. You have to go through some things, right? Martial arts is the perfect thing to go through if you want to build that strong mindset that cares little about what others think. Martial arts will make your mind impregnable to social judgment or social shaming. I'm telling you now, when you have a very strong frame and you're very confident within yourself, people will not bother to try and poke and nip at you, because they already know you're the type of person that just won't take that. And I have to attribute my high level of self-confidence to martial arts. Like it's literally 70-80% the reason why I have like a heavy level of self-belief and self-confidence within myself. It taught me that I can do something hard. You just won't get that kind of self-confidence from anywhere else. You won't get it in school, you won't get it in the office, you won't get it in a weightlifting gym. You only get it once you've been hit a couple times and you've honestly like been through it. You know, it's one of the best things ever. So that's one thing I want to clarify. That is pretty much most of the reasons why I believe martial arts makes you a superior human being in general. If you're currently like training right now, bro, pat yourself on the back. You are doing something extremely hard and extremely tough. You are an extremely hard and extremely tough individual. If you're a beginner or if you're not doing it all, what the fuck are you doing? Like, get your ass in there. Unless you have like a specific fitness goal, bro, just go do some boxing or go do some wrestling. It's just you won't get any disadvantages, or you won't get any of the disadvantages that you think you'd get. Yes, there is risks. Yes, there is brain damage, bad knees, joint pain, injuries. You can die any day is what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? If you spend your whole life worrying about the risks, you're not gonna live life, are you? So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you're interested in this type of content, click on one of these videos here. Peace, brother.